here again. I'm here to talk to you about one of the pillars of the Manifest Inerra. The first, probably the most important thing to understand, although they all work together and they're all equally important, to really get a grip on beginning to see the big picture here, you really have to understand the three parts of the mind. The three parts of the mind consist of the talking self, the real self, and the higher self. The talking self is the part in your mind that you hear constantly talking. It keeps up a running dialogue. Most people believe that that's their identity, that they are doing the thinking, when in reality that is not your authentic self. That is simply a tool in your mind which analyzes, categorizes, labels, and makes determinations so that you can function in physical reality. But that is not your true identity. We have lost track of our true identity because of various social and historical forces, historical events, which is a whole another video. But take a look at the graph that shows the three parts of the mind. You have the talking self. It gets you anything that's going on in your life that's negative or frustrating or keeping you stuck has a lot to do with how much you listen to that talking self. It's gonna keep you moving in circles until you find yourself in a corner. So it's very important to understand that aspect of your mind. It's very important to see how it works so that you can get control of it and train it to serve you rather than to whip you like a dead horse. It's really insidious and very powerful when you don't see it working. It's working behind the scenes. Another part of your mind is the real self. The real self is the part that's connected to deity. It's connected to the spirit world. And it can communicate to the talking self. Notice the flow in the graph. Notice the direction of communication. The real self can communicate with spirit and can also communicate with talking self, who the talking self is basically in control of your life until you learn about it and learn otherwise and learn how to take control yourself. And then you see the third part on the graph. You see the higher self. The higher self is the God self. It is the part that is connected to all things. We hear Eastern philosophies and things where they say we are all one. And that's what they're talking about there. We're all one inside the higher consciousness. It's like being the real self being a drop in the ocean of higher consciousness. So when you learn to understand your authentic self, your real self, and to hear the communications, you will then be able to open the portals to the spirit world and get all of the help and information that you need to completely change your life. So study this graph. If you right click on the graph below, it will open in a new window, and you can then copy and paste it so that you can refer to it. It's very important that you understand the flow of communication. It's very important that you understand the job of each part of your mind, those three parts, and how they interact and communicate. And you can study that on this page, and I think you'll get a broader perspective on your life from doing that. And as I develop these videos and put them on the website, you'll begin to see how this particular pillar of the Manifest Inerra interacts with the other seven.